Hi everybody, Coach Gill here, and today we will be talking about demystifying cortisol, its impact on menopausal weight gain. Stay tuned on Build Your Body and Mind podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Build Your Body and Mind podcast. I'm your host, Coach Gill, and today we'll be delving into the extraordinary topic of cortisol and its role in weight gain during menopause. So yes, this one's for the ladies. This is part of my continuing series of Women's Health Over 50. Thank you for joining me again, and let's get into it. First things first, we may ask the question, what exactly is cortisol? We hear it a lot and often, but we're not exactly sure what's going on with that. Well, cortisol is a hormone produced by the adrenal glands in response to stress. It's often referred to as the stress hormone because its levels tend to rise in times of stress, whether physical or emotional. Now you might be wondering, how does cortisol relate to weight gain during menopause? Well, let's break it down. During menopause, hormonal changes can lead to an increase in cortisol levels. This hormonal imbalance, coupled with other factors such as decreased estrogen levels, can disrupt the body's ability to regulate weight effectively. So the next question you may ask is, how does cortisol contribute to weight gain? Well, cortisol plays a crucial role in metabolism, specifically by regulating how the body uses carbohydrates, fats, and proteins for energy. When cortisol levels are elevated for prolonged periods, it can lead to several effects that may contribute to weight gain. The first is an increase in appetite. Cortisol stimulates appetite and cravings, particularly for high-calorie, high-carbohydrate foods. This can lead to overeating and weight gain, especially if these cravings are not balanced with healthy food choices. Second is fat storage. Cortisol promotes the storage of fat, especially around the abdomen. This visceral fat accumulation is associated with various health risks, including cardiovascular disease and insulin resistance. Third is muscle breakdown. High cortisol levels can lead to muscle breakdown, which can further slow down metabolism and make it harder to maintain a healthy weight. It's essential to recognize that cortisol itself isn't inherently bad. In fact, it serves several important functions in the body, including regulating blood sugar levels, reducing inflammation, and aiding in the body's response to stress. However, chronic stress and consistently elevated cortisol levels can have negative consequences, including weight gain and other health issues. So what can be done to manage cortisol levels and mitigate its impact on weight during menopause? And I've got some tips for you. So number one, first and foremost, I just said that cortisol is a stress hormone. So the first thing we need to do is we need to manage our stress better. Incorporating stress-reducing practices such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, or spending time in nature can help lower cortisol levels and promote overall well-being. Next is getting adequate sleep. This is a challenge for everyone of all ages, I think, but prioritize quality sleep, as insufficient sleep can disrupt cortisol levels and exacerbate stress. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night to support hormonal balance and overall health. And lastly, I have here balanced lifestyle. So maintain a balanced lifestyle that includes regular physical activity, healthy nutrition, and time for relaxation and self-care. These lifestyle habits can help support healthy cortisol levels and weight management during menopause. There are 2 points on here. That there's one point that's sort of underemphasized, and that is exercise. Yes, you have to do some physical activity, but I think for many women, if let's say you do physical activity, you run or you bike regularly, something like that, and suddenly you're doing the exact same workouts, but suddenly you're gaining weight, I would say it may be a good idea to swap out the cardio that you're doing, do a little less cardio and increase weight training. Lifting weights, because I just told you, cortisol can decrease, high levels can decrease muscle mass. So one thing you do want to do, the more muscle mass you have, the better. So lifting weights, lifting heavy weights, you will not, I promise you won't get big. That will help you lose weight, and maintain weight. So maybe you're not gaining weight, but you're finding you're sort of stuck, you've plateaued. Lifting heavy weights often, that will help you in this process. And next, I want to talk a little bit about diet, because diet plays a crucial role in this. Controlling cortisol levels through diet primarily involves adopting a healthy eating pattern that supports overall well-being and stress management. While specific foods won't directly reduce cortisol levels, certain dietary strategies can help promote a healthier hormonal balance and mitigate the effects of stress on the body. Here are some diet-related tips to help manage cortisol levels. So first of all, yes, I know people hate it when we say this, but yeah, you have to eat a balanced diet. And what that means is focus on consuming a variety of nutrient-dense foods. This includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, you know this, lean proteins, and healthy fats. A well-balanced diet provides the necessary nutrients for optimal hormonal balance. So even though you get tired of us saying this, us health professionals, a balanced diet, there's no way to escape it, especially if you're over 50. Next, avoid excessive caffeine and stimulants. High caffeine intake can stimulate cortisol release and exacerbate stress levels. Limit your, now, I love coffee, so I have to have a cup of coffee in the morning. I'm not saying don't drink coffee, but limit your consumption of caffeinated beverages to just the mornings. The later in the day you get, if you're someone you got to keep drinking coffee, tea, or energy drinks till late in the afternoon, no, that's where it's a problem. So maybe just give yourself one coffee a morning, maybe two. Third, very important, limit sugar and processed foods. I talk about this everywhere where people will listen. High sugar and processed foods can lead to blood sugar spikes and crashes, which will contribute to increased cortisol levels. Opt for whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible, and minimize your intake of sugary snacks and dessert, but just processed foods, because really, if you just have a little cupcake, that's not really the problem. It's all the hidden sugar that's in the processed foods you're eating. So eliminate that. Next, incorporate complex carbohydrates. So choosing complex carbohydrates are foods such as whole grains, legumes, and starchy vegetables. These foods provide sustained energy and help stabilize blood sugar levels, which can indirectly support cortisol regulation. Next, this is especially true for women over 50, include protein in each meal. Protein-rich foods help promote satiety and stabilize blood sugar levels. Incorporate sources of lean protein such as poultry, fish, tofu, beans, and lentils into your meals and snacks. Protein will also help it will work together with the other macronutrients that you are eating and allow your stomach to absorb more of the nutrients that you need. And of course, if you want to have healthy hair, strong nails, beautiful muscles, then you have to give it protein. Our bodies stop making protein. Women's bodies stop making protein probably after 45. The only way we get protein is if we eat it, and the only way we'll get muscles is if we eat protein. Do not shy away from protein. Next is consume healthy fats. So this includes things like avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. These fats are essential for hormone production and can help keep cortisol levels in check. Next, stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Dehydration can exacerbate stress and increase cortisol levels. If you get tired of drinking water, I know my mother does, well, you can have water and maybe just a slice of lemon and lime. Or you could have water and get non-caffeinated tea. That now they have tea bags that are cold brew, something to give a little bit of flavor, but at the same time, it's water. So all things except for alcohol, everything's good when it comes to drinking liquids. Next is including foods rich in magnesium and vitamin C. So both are important for adrenal health and cortisol regulation. Incorporate foods such as leafy greens, nuts, seeds, citrus fruits, and bell peppers into your diet to ensure an adequate intake of these nutrients. And lastly, this is an issue for me, moderate alcohol consumption. Well, and I would say as you get older, moderate, I would say maybe once or twice a week. Excessive alcohol intake can disrupt sleep patterns and increase cortisol levels. Limit alcohol consumption and prioritize moderation for overall health and stress management. It's true. I live in France. Wine is just it's part of life. So if you tell me the first thing I think, if you tell me, Gil, you need to reduce stress, well, the first thing I'm thinking is, well, then I need a glass of wine. And I did do that for a long time. I'd have a glass or two. It's good for some parts of your body. So your heart, I know your heart really likes it. But other parts of your body, it's not so good, and that would be your brain. But also for weight loss, especially when it comes to controlling cortisol levels, you really should try to drink less. Like I said, once or twice a week. I hear you. We love wine. Who doesn't? But everything in moderation is the key to life. On that note, I think we've covered a lot of things about cortisol. By understanding the role of cortisol in weight gain during menopause and implementing strategies to manage stress effectively, we women can empower ourselves to navigate this phase of life. I wouldn't say with great ease, but with just some simple lifestyle and habit changes, we can maintain or get stronger and get better through this complicated phase in life. This wraps up today's episode. I hope you found this exploration of cortisol and its impact on menopausal weight helpful. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to Build Your Body and Mind podcast. Until next time, take care of yourself, ladies, and take care of each other. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.